want to just welcome all the Lions that are coming into the house tonight because we're going to have an incredible night for y'all. And I want to really just bring this off because the holidays are coming up. Let's just start right away. I was in the elevator. I was just coming up to the top floor. And all of a sudden, they were like, Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And I was like, guys, why do we always focus and wait till the end of the year in order to celebrate? Y'all have heard me say this for Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, I love Christmas because it was the birth of Christ. It was the birth of Christ. So that's a very significant and very important part. But what's more important as well, too, is, man, this holds a lot of weight, doesn't it? It holds a lot of weight on us because I'll tell you, the holidays can be fun, eh? And when I say I say that because I'm a Canadian. But I say that the holidays can be fun, but they can also be very stressful. Now I'm talking about forget about the gifts, forget about the family for a second, forget about the business and the money. What I want to talk about specifically is the happiness. Goals, maybe. But to bring this back around, most of us might be sitting on this call right now saying, Jay, I have unfulfilled goals that I want to achieve. I have goals that I wanted to achieve this year, but I couldn't. And then there's setting new ones, setting new goals. Well, if I didn't achieve this, I should do this. This mindset is what we're going to break down today. This mindset is what we're going to really come together because we got to start understanding that the holiday season is quite interesting. And for us men, it's even more. It's even more. It's even more in a level of being able to understand there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of weight on those shoulders. And remember, it's not the weight that you carry, gentlemen. It's the way you carry it. Now, I'm going to repeat that one more time. It's not the weight that you carry. It's the way you carry it. And today we're going to break this down because today I got an incredible special guest that's going to be able to tune in and to be able to give some limelight, some insight, some real value to you gentlemen that show up every single week, every single Thursday we come together. And why do we come together, gentlemen? Why do we come together? We come together because of three simple words: brotherhood, blessings, breakthroughs. The brotherhood between men. The only time you look down at a man is when you're picking him back up. The blessings from above and what God has given us to be able to even be living on this call. And of course, the breakthroughs. The breakthroughs may be something I say tonight. It may be something someone else, another lion on the call says tonight. But a breakthrough is something that you want to be able to be open and receptive towards because we are all powerful men. We are all powerful lions that want to fucking roar. We are all kings to our own kingdom. And when we come together, it's a lot of testosterone. It's a lot of lion energy. But today we're going to bring this together. And today we're going to really get ourselves ready for the holiday season, but also position ourselves correctly. And when I say position, I don't mean position as in financially or business-wise. I mean position yourself as a human being to understand the mentality that it takes to succeed, to be the best version of yourself, to be able to uncage that roar that's deep inside of you. That's why when I opened this up, Keyshawn, it was incredible to see the video clips that we're creating now. My marketing team is working on it now. It's incredible because like Keyshawn, the way you're speaking, man, is like, woo, this guy has some speaking ability, man. We got to take this to the next level, man. And that's what we're going to bring down today. So we're going to have a special guest, an incredible special guest that's going to be coming in. And I'm going to ask him some questions. We're going to go through some stuff. Absolutely. And we're going to really dive deep into some of the celebrities that he's been able to work with, the coach and speaker and author that he is. And we're going to really kind of, bring this into, again, the brotherhood. But before I do that, I want to look around. I want to see the Lions. I see Sid in the house. Sid is my man right there. That man right there. God bless, man. We've had some incredible conversations recently, and it's only just evolving to the next level. We got Julian in the house. We got Sydney coming in. We got Keyshawn in the house. We got Colin coming in. Colin, we had a great conversation. And we're going to continuously fuel this energy in a whole different way today. In a whole different way today, because today is a day that signifies something before the holidays. And when I say that, I want to break this down. I want to break this down into like mental performance, because most people don't prepare for the holidays. Most people are just thinking about, especially men, especially us men, how do I provide? How do I protect? That's what we're conditioned and designed to do, right? So how do I buy gifts? How do I stabilize myself? How do I position and just, make sure that we can get through this season? This is another reason why I hate this whole present bullshit on days like Valentine's Day and Christmas. And no. If you want to give a gift, give a gift. You don't got to wait for a day. But that's not so easy sometimes when financial capability isn't there. So I understand that. But ultimately, if you were to really truly signify that, it comes down to this time that's also very crucial, because we're about to go see family. We're about to see friends. We're about to see people in our world that are going to ask us the good old question. So what are you doing? How are you doing? Are you making money? You're living life? You're doing well? Like, what you doing? And these quick questions are how you articulate and how you answer that now is going to be determined on what I want to speak about today. Because I'm going to keep this brief and I'm going to keep this short, because I want to bring in an incredible guest speaker that's going to come in and give some value to you guys based on his experience working with some incredible people in his world. But what it really comes down to is, as men, it's quite stressful. It's quite fucking stressful, actually. Nobody talks about this because nobody wants to talk about this. That's why we do this, because it's quite stressful. And I don't care if you're a brother on the call, if you're a husband to a wife, maybe you're a father to children, maybe you're an uncle that just wants to give back. Remember, we are men, and men need to stick together. And that's why we do what we do every single week here on the Lion's Den. And today I want to keep it simple, like I told you guys, and I want to uncage our roars in a whole different scale, because I really feel today is a very promising day, a very powerful day, because if we can start to understand even the number one rule, for those of you that are writing down notes, the first lesson that I want to quickly just establish that I've been able to understand over my years of experience, my years of failure. I was talking to somebody today, and I said to him, we were sitting down, and we were having a drink, and we're like, I've failed so many times. I have failed over and over. And I said this quote to y'all. I remember Sid, we talked about this as well too, right? Like Elon Musk, staring into the abyss and eating glass. Damn. Who's willing to actually do that? That quote has not only stuck with me from last week when I said it, it stuck with me again after I said it to Sid, and it stuck with me again because I keep repeating it. I'm like, damn, that's real entrepreneurship, because people are going around talking about entrepreneurship like they're business owners, but no, you don't. You're not a business owner. You ain't making money. You ain't doing anything. I started calling myself a CEO until I realized if you ain't making $8 million, you ain't no CEO. There's metrics, there's tactics, there's things that you need to understand, because the thing is that we start to overpump and we start to overanalyze and we start to become the ego. Man, I'm going to take it over. But uncaging that roar comes down to this. The number one for tonight is going to be listen before you speak. Now, this is hard for me, of course, because I'm a speaker and I'm here. But the one thing that I started to understand recently, specifically, is that if you can listen, if you can truly take the 2 ears versus the 1 mouth, and you can listen, you can focus on listening. We don't focus on listening. We don't think about listening because we're always in our own perspective. I'm sitting down with a gentleman today, actually at lunch, and we were having a conversation and we were talking, and I was like, oh yeah, I dealt with this, and he's like, me too. That's like me talking about, hey, JC, for example, JC, yeah, unfortunately, like you just lost your grandma. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you feel like. I lost my grandma too. That's not a way to build rapport. You see, when somebody tells you something intense about their life, you got to stop. You got to listen. You got to stop trying to put your own perspective in and be like, yeah, I know what you mean. I lost a grandma too. And this is how I felt. No. They're telling you something important. So listen. Don't hear, listen. This is something that we don't do often. And I want this to be a reminder for all the gentlemen tonight on the call. We our egos get inflamed a little bit. We get a little bit like, ooh, you got to take the time to listen. When you can listen, you can start to understand that the holiday season especially is going to be people making noise. Like we're about to go into the next couple of weeks, whether you're going to spend time with family, whether you're taking your woman out for a beautiful cruise, whether you're doing whatever you need to do, you're going to start to understand that there's a lot of noise. So don't talk in the noise because you're just talking in the abyss. Take the time to listen, take the time to understand, take the time to decompress, take the time to take knowledge from everything that you can see around you and just breathe, understand, believe. Give me a second here. Gotta get some water. But I want you guys to understand today's going to be powerful because I want to bring somebody in. He's going to be a very, very powerful soul to be able to give you some limelight. But once we start to understand listening is one thing. But the second step that I want you to understand is reading. And when I say reading, I don't mean a book. Our conditioning has led us to reading a book. Reading a book is great. And the more that you read, the more that you will learn, the more that you will be successful. But I'm talking about reading a room. I'm talking about reading people. I'm talking about understanding the unsaid, decoding the unsaid, not even just looking at me right now on camera. I want you to understand my body language. I want you to understand the way that I'm speaking and the way that I'm teaching and the way that I'm preaching. I want you to understand the actual level of energy that it takes to have a conversation. Because I could sit here like this without a background or anything, and I could say, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming here right now. Appreciate y'all. We got Mr. Brown in the house. I see you, Lou. Cullen coming in the house, Johnny. But that's not going to be exciting. It's not going to actually put the momentum in. So always remember your tonality and the way that you speak. The way that you interact, the way that you create fluency in your voice makes a difference. So create that difference, create that belief in yourself. And we're going to talk about belief soon here. Because when you start to read the room, I want you to understand the environment around you is so important. It's so important. The environment around you is so important. Like I'm about to go on a cruise with my girl. All right, we're gonna go on Sunday. Actually, that's crazy, man. My first cruise. I told you guys it's gonna be crazy. I'm a little scared because I don't really like water. Pops is on the call right now too. So God bless. And he doesn't like me. He conditioned me the way where he was like, if you go camping, a bear is gonna eat you, right? If you go skate on the pond, you're gonna fall in. And if you go on a cruise, the boat's gonna fall right through the sea. I'm like, Dad, it's not Titanic, okay? I think we're going to be okay on a cruise. I think we'll be okay. But at the end of the day, you have to understand the environment that you're in. The environment conditions you on the belief system and the control system of where you're at. So in the next week, most of us are going to go with family. We're going to be spending time with friends. We're going to be spending time with people. Maybe some of us are going to even just be alone, right? I want us to understand the environment that you put yourself into. Sid, you're on the call right now. Sid gave me some massive advice that I want to say. He said, Jay, just take some time by yourself. Take time away from everybody else. Take time and just go write notes. Go do your thing. I don't want to go in depth with that conversation because that was $1 million advice, and I'm not going to go too far on that, right? Because Sid, you taught me that too. But at the end of the day, it's like, go spend some time by yourself. When do us men really take the time to spend by ourselves, to organize our thoughts, to be able to understand what's going to happen? We understand that we have a family. We understand that we got business. We understand that we got to make momentum. It's a new year about to start. But you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself. And that's why the third point that I want to really give you guys today is this. The cycle of thought. The cycle of thought. See, most people believe that if you believe in yourself, that's the first step. If I can believe in myself, I'm already there. Okay, so I'm going to take the next step now because I believe in myself. Then we move over to, okay, if I believe in myself, now I have a thought. Okay, that thought is a business idea. That thought is how to be more happier. That thought is proposing to my woman. That thought. And then we take action. And that action, most people can't even take. We all have thoughts, but most of us can't even move from there, from the thought to the action. But if we can even go to the action now, the 10% of us that's going to go to the action, guess what's going to happen? That action is going to result. It's going to create a result. Whether that's good or bad, it's going to create a result. And when that result is created, guess what? Most of us finish there and feel unfulfilled. Most of us get to 10 million, 100 million, whatever it may be, money, this, it doesn't matter. Most people that I'm talking to right now are more driven on purpose than money. So you get a result and you're like, sure. I had a thought that I wanted to create a business, took the action, made it. That was my results. But now where's the belief? Belief is the fourth step, gentlemen, not the first step. You don't believe first. You don't say, I believe in myself so I can have the thought so that I can make the action and then create the result. No, you think first. You create the thought first that leads to an action that then gives you a result and then reinforces a belief. That's why self-help and mental health right now and motivation and everything that we see on Instagram and social media right now is fucking bullshit. It's bullshit because it's creating a belief system versus creating a thought system. You need to think because you have ideas, you have a brain, you know what you're doing. You've been given this guidance, you've gone through experience. I got guys on the call that have gone through more than I can even imagine, and vice versa. That's why we come together every single Thursday. We come together because we've been through so much experience, but if we believe first, we are failing ourselves as men. That's where we're getting ourselves into this obsolete mindset of just like, oh, I believe in myself, man. I can make it happen. I can make it happen. But then you're not going to keep making it happen because you're not going to hold yourself accountable. When you have a thought turns to action. Action turns to result. Result turns into the reinforced belief of knowing that you can accomplish. That, my friends, gentlemen on the call, is exactly how we need to walk into the next week and next year. You know, next week, funny enough, I'm going to be on a cruise. So we're about to see if at sea, if I'm going to be able to show up on the Lions Den, because I haven't missed a Lions Den in 2.5 years. I think, what are we at, JC? I think we're at like 95, 96 episodes that have been every single Thursday. 98, that's the number. 98 episodes that we have shown up every single Thursday. 98. People got podcasts, people got shows, no, I don't care. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is my gentlemen that want to show up on a Thursday night, that want to just love, listen, and understand the next momentum. So at 98 episodes, we're going to see what happens at the cruise level next week. I'm gonna go talk to the captain. I'm gonna be like, yo, get me Wi-Fi. I don't care about any of the rest, but I need to be on Lions Den with my guys. Okay. I don't miss the Lions Den. That means it's going to be 99 next week, which means if you really calculate that, 2025, I believe it's going to be January 2nd, is going to be our 100th episode every single week, 8 p.m. EST. And that's what we do. Ooh, that just gave me chills. Anyways, I got to get back to my circle here. But I wanted you guys to understand, look, there's a lot of teachings, there's a lot of guidance. We can bring people in that have all sorts of experience. But I want to bring in a special guest. I want to bring in somebody that has been incredible into the mindset of very quickly being able to know him and being able to understand that he's working with some incredible people. He's delved into the celebrity world. He's gotten as a coach, speaker, as now being able to transform his life. And I want to bring him in because, you know, we connected recently and I want him to give some value to you gentlemen. But before I do that, before I bring him in, I want you gentlemen to understand that when we show up on a week like this, when we show up every single week to be able to level ourselves up, I want to give that credit back to y'all. I want to give that credit to Sid, to Sydney, to Keyshawn, to Mario showing up, to Donald in the house, to Johnny. You know, bringing in Mr. Brown, of course, that was an incredible conversation. Daquan, that was a powerful conversation today. We got a whole different thing coming in with Damon John, with Magic Johnson. We got some incredible, yeah, thank you. God bless, man. We got some incredible collaborations coming in with some very powerful people. And I want us to really encompass this room because this room is going to change in New Year's. This room for 2.5 years has been just a give back and helping, but now it's time to make money. It's time to position correctly. It's time to be the best men and the most powerful lions that we can be so we can fucking roar and also lead as kings because that's all we want to be. We just want to be kings to our own kingdom. That doesn't mean we compete. No, you have your kingdom. I got my kingdom, but we're kings together. Sid and I were able to come together last week and talk about that and be real kings together, man. He took me out to his incredible properties. We were doing some amazing things, chilling on a boat. Yeah, the boat was actually cool. But we also mentally were able to connect as two kings and saying, look, you got your kingdom, I got my kingdom. But if we can just come together and just like collaborate a bit, connect a bit, just have a good conversation, that means more than anything else. And I think that's what men need to really focus on in this new year, in 2025 coming up. We need to focus on ourselves because if you can't make yourself happy and you can't make yourself money, stop thinking about helping the world. Guys, I've done it for so many years. So many years I was just like, hey, give back, give back, give back, give back, give back. My real estate empire was doing well. Now, hey, I'll share a vulnerable story with you right now. My real estate empire is doing good. Okay, COVID hits. I decide to move to the US and I'm like, oh, boom, let's come to Tampa. Let's start a brand new business. I came from, just running multi-million-dollar real estate investment deals, driving around the cars, being called King of Calgary, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start brand new. I'm going to start brand new with nobody. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything, but I'm going to go and connect. Because if you can't connect, if you can't converse, if you cannot articulate your language for who you are and what you do and how you want to serve people, it doesn't make a difference. Nobody will know you. So if you can articulate that and you can put that together, and that doesn't mean being as well-spoken as I am because I've been trained by people. No, don't even hear it from me. I want you to just understand who you are and what you believe in yourself. But taking the thought first, taking that thought pattern first. But guess what? Like I got to be able to now actually change up, in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, what we learn very well is, our senses, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, our feeling, olfactory, and gustatory, our 5 senses. When we understand our 5 senses, we understand how to position. So if somebody says, hey, see you later, that means you can understand that they're very visual. See you later. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. Oh, a little more auditory. So when you start to understand people's momentum and disc profiles and personalities, it not only helps you become a better communicator, a better connector, but a better person, a better man to step into the game that you are playing. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what you do. But what I do care about is how you show up in this world, how you show up with integrity. I always talk about integrity. Integrity is what you do when no one's watching. Integrity is what you do when no one's watching. So how do you show up for yourself? When I'm going 4:30 in the morning to the gym and I'm sitting there, I hate it. I want to avoid it at all costs. But I understand it's not about a feeling anymore. It's not about the feeling of like, I don't feel like it anymore. No, I have a duty. I have a duty to show up. I have a duty to show up for myself and my next generation. I have a duty to show up for myself because if my health isn't in check, guess what? Like if I died today, well, what would happen with my company? What would happen with my people? What would happen? Where would everyone be? So if I don't take myself seriously as a fucking man, I'm not going to take the world seriously. I'm going to continuously go into the world and be like, I can do it. I can make better. I can make more. But I'm going to be on this continuous repetition, this rat race cycle that's never going to get me to where I want to be because I haven't freed myself from my own thoughts. You see, money, wealth, and worth. Money, yes, is an important part for us men because without money, we don't feel accomplished. We don't feel like we've actually done what we needed to do. So money is our always focus. But then wealth comes next. And wealth is actually the abundance, the freedom to be able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, with who you want. And then if you really understand money, wealth, worth, the final last one is worth. Worth is the way that you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning when nobody's fucking there. You look at yourself square in the face and you say, I'm proud of you, or we got something to work on. Or if you're really depressed, you're going to say, honestly, I'm a piece of shit. Let's bring that third one in because some gentlemen, and we've all been there, have gone through that third one too. So when we start to understand this, gentlemen, we need to start to understand that guess what? This is why, again, we come together to express the origin. 98? You said 98 episodes we've shown up every single Thursday at 8 p.m. Actually, it used to be 6 p.m., but regardless, 98 episodes we've shown up. Why? Why do I continuously show up? Why? It doesn't matter what country I'm in or time zone I'm in, or even on the cruise next week, I'm figuring out how to do Wi-Fi for this call. Like I'm already going to talk to the captain. Why I show up is because we need, as men, need to understand how to emotionalize and communicate and converse. We need to be able to express ourselves, our heart, because our hearts feel so much. And us men are so prone to just bottling it up, bottling it. And then all of a sudden we pop. I've done it. I almost ruined my entire relationship. My entire relationship a couple of months ago, I came out here and I admitted to you guys that my entire relationship that I've been in with 2 years for the woman that I'm so in love with was completely gone to shit. Why? Because of me. Not her, me. I had to look inward in myself and understand the choices that I was making and looking at the commitment that I was willing to take. Am I willing to make this commitment? Am I willing to commit my life? Most of us men need to commit our life to ourselves first before you go and find a wife, before you go and find a business. So many business owners running around right now being like, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an entrepreneur. No, you haven't eaten enough glass yet. You haven't looked into the abyss enough yet. You haven't done 10 years in the making yet. Y'all want to make money now. Guess what? It's not going to happen now. For the ones that want to make it quick, sure. I had a young lad that I used to mentor and coach that was a 16-year-old kid that used to be on these calls. And within 2 years of mentoring him and coaching him and giving him everything I could, he did incredible. He stepped away and he did his own thing. But now, living in a penthouse in Miami, great. 19-year-old living in a penthouse, incredible. But how many more stepping stones? How many more falling? How many more scrapes on the nose is it going to take before you have somebody as a mentor that can help step in and give you the guidance? That's why we show up every single Thursday. That's why we do what we do. And for all the gentlemen on the call, for all the lions on the call that are ready to roar, and I know the kings that are here, thank you. Thank you for investing the time in yourself to be here tonight. Thank you for investing the time into the Lion's Den to really show up for us as brothers. Most importantly, I want to say, God bless. God has an incredible plan for us all. So get ready, because this holiday season is coming around and people are going to be up and people are going to be down. But guess what? When we're lions, we stick on course and we make sure that we're standing by brothers to hold us, support us. And the only time you look down at a man is when you're picking him back up. So gentlemen, lions, kings in the room, God bless tonight. God bless you for the holiday season and all of your families. And I will see you next week, 8 p.m. EST, even on the cruise, because I'm going to go talk to the captain about it. But I will see y'all next week on the Lion's Den. Take care. See you next week.
Peace and blessings. Take care.